Welcome back to the latest episode of Sup.
That's sports, you pop. Sports and pop culture.
Big S, little U, Big P. We are located in Duval. So if you're following me if you're on Facebook watching us, you're going to be watching under Jeremy Blanton. If you're listening to this recording, you're going to be listening under Big S, little U, Big P on Spotify. Where else?
We're on Josh Talks Pop 85 on we're on Josh Talks Pop 85 on YouTube and TikTok.
Call you onto the mic. So all right, and we are the football season is officially over, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Thank God. I don't love football, but sometimes I need a fucking break. I don't know about you.
I could go on, man. They could start another season in 8 weeks. That'd be fine.
Which I think they are with the XFL or
yeah, I'm talking about real football.
It's real football. It's real football. You just have to field in a little bit different rules.
And the reason why only like one or two of them guys get a spot to be a special teams guy in the NFL.
Well, there's 130 different college football teams.
Yeah.
All vying for a spot on 32 teams. That holds maybe...
It keeps the hope alive for some guys a
backup.
little bit longer, whatever they want to do. They're giving them a little bit of money to be in it, so that's cool. A livable wage. But back on the NFL...
Well, I think the NIL pays a little bit more than the...
Oh, yeah, the NIL. It depends on the player. Some NIL guys get 10 grand. Backup linemen, shit.
Ooh,
Not all of them are getting paid. That's the problem.
Speaking of NIL, there's a group that just signed a contract with college players, 329 of them, where they can go ahead and use their likeness in EA.
Yeah.
So that's
video game.
Yeah, that's money. That's unearned income that they didn't have before. That's unearned income.
That's the video game was one of the ones that brought up them starting to talk about NIL. That's why they pulled the video game back then.
Well, it's been approved. So
they were using likenesses and stuff without anything.
Yeah, they're going to directly through the college and the NCAA. So yeah, I know what you mean. So
before we get into all that, are we going to talk about how the Super Bowl went down?
Oh, who'd you pick again?
I picked the Chiefs, but you know how the picks went. I said I could definitely have seen the Eagles win. I didn't think that it was going to go down blowout fashion like that. That was a big close game.
No fucking way. All I know
is a total blowout.
I got my $1,000 bet from Best Bet, and because of the score, I didn't realize I bet that the score would be at least half. So I got an extra $200.
So 200 total?
I got $1,280.
But you had to pay $1,000 anyway?
I had to pay $100.
Oh, okay. All right. So good bet.
And it was the long shot, and holy crap, it worked out. I'll tell you what that was.
Man, I'm telling you, they says 22-40, but it was, and those 22 points, especially the last 16 came in garbage time. It was a total blowout. And, Josh Sweat and that Eagles front forward, Jordan Davis and all them.
Pause. Jet! Josh Daniels, 1, 2, 3, go.
But anyways,
talking about Josh Daniels, I had to meet them. I had to stop the podcast and my dog was being a dick. So we're talking about Josh Daniels.
Josh Sweat and the Eagles. The front four, they played dominant. Some people said Sweat could have been the MVP, but I know MVP, the offensive guy usually gets the benefit of the doubt. I went to Hurts.
Well, no, there was a couple years ago where the defense won.
I know. Oh no, Larry Brown for the Cowboys with his 2 picks won it. It happens. Definitely, it happens. It's just rare.
Yeah, I really would have given the game to the.
I'm saying if it's close, the benefit of the doubt goes to.
They beat the piss out of them defense wise.
All he had to do was not turn the ball over. He did good.
Don't be slamming the hammers, man. Come on now.
Yeah, that was a good game from them. I told you, man. Howie, he gets it done. Draft him. Howie Roseman, their GM. He gets the guys, the rosters, the guys you need to win. Cooper DeJean, didn't I tell you look out for him? That was a big game.
You said, yeah.
Pick 6. I called that one.
Well, let's be clear. I didn't think the Eagles were going to win the game. I bet them because they were the long shot. That's why I bet them. So.
Well, you picked them. You bet on them. So I think you did want them to win.
Yeah.
Picked them to win.
Now, do I think Mahomes is done? No, not by far.
No,
I think he's going to come back next year with the fucking vengeance. He is pissed.
I'm
So
hoping
does
they
Patty
do that,
Mahomes.
but I'm also hoping that Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson can sit them down for that final game.
Well, I'm almost gonna bring this up because it's relevant. Travis Kelce gets a deadline from Kansas Chiefs to make a decision about retirement or not, and
Travis Kelce?
yeah.
I didn't even know he was thinking retirement. Doesn't he got a couple of years left in him?
Well, this is the headline that I grabbed. So these guys like.
I'm pretty sure Kelsey's coming back at least one more year.
Did you see that video I shared of him actually of when Mahomes was about to run out of bounds and reversed back? He just stood there and watched Mahomes run by.
Oh yeah, I've seen that play. A lot of memes and stuff on that play. He just stands there, doesn't help with the block when it starts coming closer to him.
And the defender's right on him, actually, still touching him to that point. It's like, oh, what are you doing, dude? Get in the game. But at the same time, do you think he gave up at that point, or do you think he was just lost in the moment?
I think he felt like no matter what he would do would help, and then it came across where when he could help, but it was too late. He had done made his mind up. He was taking that play off. Yeah. Randy Moss used to get criticized for doing a lot of that stuff. That's why Oakland, he was doing a lot of it. That's why they traded him to the Patriots thinking he was over, and then he was inspired again, and then boom, stuff like that happens. What I thought was funny was Hopkins blaming the refs at the end of the game. Like, those bad calls in the first quarter, y'all each got one. You're tied at that point. And after that, I don't think it was a big deal. Yeah, y'all could have had that touchdown, but freaking they could have had A.J. Brown on that touchdown where they got the offensive play, the mess. So I don't blaming the refs. That was a little weak sauce from some of the Kansas City players, especially when you've had so much go y'all's way this year. The same thing that'll make you laugh will make you cry. And that was them refs for y'all.
Yeah, another reason why they're talking about retirement is because right now he's 34 years old.
Okay, well.
Could he play another year? Absolutely, but it's just that's
he
why
could play another 3-4 years tight ends, especially he's a receiving tight end.
He's the same age as his girlfriend or his fiance. Did he propose to her or did he kids his friends?
That wasn't even real.
How do you know that wasn't real?
He can't go outside of halftime. Why the halftime show's on and go and propose? Or if they win in a celebration.
Why wouldn't he say instead, I'm going to Super Bowl, hey, Taylor, will you marry me?
That's after the game.
Do you think he canceled it because he lost?
No, I don't think it was ever going to happen. I think that he would do that somewhere more intimate.
True. But then again, I think that was also the look in his eyes, too.
Also, I think deep down, Kelsey doesn't want to be married.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But then again, the look in his eyes towards the end of the game, that was also the look at the feet, and we just got our ass kicked. So, but that was a pretty great game, in my opinion. So, is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to the Super Bowl?
As far as the Super Bowl, I could see the Eagles being back there next year themselves. They look strong. They're young. You know, I'm not the craziest about their coach, but, I mean, he's brought them far both seasons he was there, so. Well, they missed the playoffs the year before, so I can't really say bring them far, but they were up. They did a Jaguars collapse where they won a bunch in the beginning and then lost at the end.
A lot of teams do that. So let's move on. Let's go ahead and handle some news for the Jaguars.
The latest thing in the news yesterday, the day before, comes in Pittsburgh gouging interest on Trevor, wanting to know what it would take to get Trevor to come play for the Steelers, which that was unexpected to say the least. It shows that there are people with bright minds that know Trevor still has it in him and that people haven't given up on him.
Well, I think it's people in the front office, per the article that I found, the same article was very similar article you're talking about. It says, that's ridiculous. They were contacted, but I don't know if we can get rid of Trevor.
Yeah, the teams were going to hold on. I don't think they have the draft capital to excite us on anything. I did see that the Titans are willing to trade that number one spot. I've heard that.
We'll get there.
But as far as Trevor going anywhere, I don't think he'll go anywhere this season.
Now, the thing is, that's the front office.
After next, when you got guys like Arch and better quarterback class coming through, who knows? Another year off the contract.
So, keeping that in mind, even that said, It's just a rumor because the front office said that's ridiculous. You're not trading him. Yes, they were contacted by Pittsburgh, but they're not going to do that. But at the same time, they never said
It's not a
They
rumor.
never
it really
said
happened.
they were going to fire Belky, and they did.
Yeah.
So it's a rumor or it's a kayfabe, you know? They were saying, oh, we're not going to trade him. Then bam, he's gone.
Well, I think they know that Pittsburgh doesn't have, they go to the playoffs, so what's them out offering their first round pick this year and next year? It's late picks.
Yeah.
And if their first rounders, the blue chippers are usually off the board.
But they got to get somebody in the spot before they put somebody else.
But yeah, if it was a top 5 team offering Trevor, we're offered a top 5 pick, all of a sudden that's a little bit different.
But to keep on the same premise of the Jaguars, but we're going to expand on a little bit. The Jets have officially not re-signed Aaron Rodgers, which means there's teams that are interested. The Titans is number one. It's a team that could be interested because they could possibly trade away and use their first round pick to trade away, and then, as you said earlier, use the pick towards next year or the year afterwards. Next option is the Steelers. But at the same time, if the Steelers actually do get Trevor,
you know
then
why he
Jacksonville
left the Jets, right?
they weren't interested in re-signing him.
Said he couldn't. No, I offered him to come back, but they said, you're not doing the Pat McAfee show. You have to be in all my training camps.
I heard that.
They made it to where he was like, they offered him to come. They good cop, bad cop type thing. Like, okay, we'll give him an offer. So we say we gave an offer, but knowing he's not going to take it, basically.
Well, they told him at the beginning of the year. I thought.
No,
he couldn't be on the McAfee show at the beginning of the
No, I'm talking about this season. The new regime was like, you're not bringing the cameras in. You're not doing all that. This is closed set type deal. Fucking, and I need you at every mini camps and all of them. All those things that
he's always like, you don't pay me.
Veteran quarterbacks get to skip,
Yeah, he's definitely a veteran. So, but the Raiders an option, the Browns, the Niners, all their options for Aaron Rodgers. Like I said before, if Trevor goes to the Steelers, or if that trade were to take place, it would be a good spot for grab Aaron this year.
Yes.
Just for a year or two, just to sell tickets and at the same time also.
Would you want Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson though?
Russell hasn't, just because Russell just had a decent year this year. He's had a pretty couple of shitty years for the Broncos, and he was kind of bad his last year with Seattle. But Aaron was bad past 2 years of the Jets. I think I would betting man. I would go. I'd go Russell Wilson as a betting man.
Yeah.
Ticket sales, or we're just doing.
I could see
him
him going to Tennessee and them trading back that pick.
Yeah.
Then they get extra picks, and then next year they're waiting for Arch Manning.
Yeah. What would you see going? What would you see if Tennessee did that trade? What do you think they would take for the first round of this year?
Well, how far back do they go if they take the trade? For their first rounder this year, it could be anyone if they stay put. I've seen mocks have them take Abdul Carter. I've seen mocks have them take both the different quarterbacks, Shiloh and Cam Ward. I've seen mocks have them take Travis Hunter. So,
Well, at the same time,
that's the whole thing. It's going to be interesting.
I think what they would do is they would give up their first this year, but take the second and first next year.
I'm trying to warm up to this Michigan D tackle because it looks like it could be a thing. But at 5, at 5, I want a guy like John Henderson, which we got him in the back part of the first round. Or like a Stroud. We got Stroud kind of early, I think. Stroud was like 7th, 8th, or 9th pick.
CJ Stroud.
No,
Marcus Stroud.
Yeah, Marcus Stroud.
Dude, I'm still big on beef up our offensive line before we do anything else.
Well, the thing is, Will Campbell scares everybody with his T-Rex arms, I guess. I remember someone got passed on because of the small arms, and he was doing great in the NFL. They were talking about it on the radio. But, yeah, he did good. Will Campbell blocking for JT Daniels, and at LSU, JT Daniels loves him, so he's by far the number one offensive line guy. But I like the guy last year, Joe Alt. Now, if he was there, I'd be all over that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I hadn't heard his name in San Diego, anything bad, so I'm assuming he had a average rookie year.
Well, if he didn't say anything big about him, then he was just pretty much just.
And I know that they don't play in San Diego no more. It's Los Angeles, but to me, they'll always be San Diego Chargers unless they leave the state.
I'll give you that. So speaking of college players, did you hear Shadow Sanders got snubbed by the NFL Combine? For
Yeah, which I thought was, they a lot of scrubs get to go to the Combine, and look, Shiloh can tackle his ass off, but he can't cover for shit. He's gonna be a special teams guy if he makes it to the NFL, which that fits his game, He can tackle and running down and hitting somebody and blocking someone on a kickoff. But and his name will probably get him a shot to do something like that, at least in a training camp. But for him not to get the Combine invite, just to let him get his numbers down for all the teams, that's a little weird. I don't know if that's throwing shade at because the Sanders gets so much extra hype or what. I just don't know. It's weird.
Well, I can't remember his name. Defensive tackle for the Super Bowl winning the Tampa Bay Bucks. See how going to Miami. Thank you, Warren Sapp. I don't know why I was skipping his name. Too many drugs. But he quipped, you enter the Combine to lose money.
Well, some people think that for quarterbacks, quarterbacks can lose money, passing and stuff. You want the mystique, you want your game tape to go speak for you.
There's a wide receiver.
But also, the only reason Anthony Richardson went top 3 overall was his Combine. So he made money off that Combine. It's for everyone. Everyone's their own personal.
329 players invited to the Combine. What you're trying to say is a lot of your one shot that may impress people can actually help you lose money.
Yeah.
So, speed. What?
He's like if you slip on your 40 and all that.
Yep.
But see, there's also if you mess up, the big guys they got their pro day. Hopefully, there's enough big name prospects at your school where people are going to come out there. That's going to get filmed and everything, and people can take a look at it. But the Combine has all the GMs there. Everyone's there that week. Owners, like scouts. I don't know.
At the same time, OTAs and also preseason is also a big indicator of whether they're going to keep you or not. Doesn't matter whether they draft you. The money's there.
Well, sometimes what they say, if you're going to be a 6th or a 7th round draft pick, they say it's better to go undrafted. That way you get to choose where you go and what roster would. So I don't know.
That's a good point. This way, yeah. If you're especially
a situation you think you could succeed in.
Yeah, that is a good point. And then also your agent helps find you where you want to go too. So that's a very good point. I'll give you props on that one.
That's how Dion was always.
Watch out for the mics.
I'm like, that just wouldn't be fair. That's like how baseball's gotten with these Japanese players.
Yeah. Baseball is Japanese, Mexico. Well, they've always done Mexico, but they've been traveling. So we'll go over mock drafts later in the show. But right now we're just going over some notes. Let's see. Let's go back to the Jaguars real quick. They're interviewing GMs. I want to name off who they've interviewed so far. You need to tell me what you think.
I'm just going to tell you the one guy on this list. I don't know much about him, but there's the one guy on the list that stands out that I wouldn't want to touch him. All
right, so let me go and reach out. So I've got 1, 2, because I haven't put my notes in there. Got Ian Cunningham from the Bears, who's the assistant GM. You've got Chad Alexander, the assistant GM to the Chargers. You got John Robinson, who's the Titans GM.
Goes. That's the
go
guy.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck no. Like, this guy he was awful for Tennessee. A lot of people, there's a reason he got fired before. He's the one guy that has GM experience, and we've seen what he's done, and I'd rather take it on an unknown and give a fresh start to than try to get a guy in here just because he has a little more experience at the job.
Yeah, Brandon Brown.
Negative experiences.
Yeah, I'm playing Titans. Go fuck yourself. Got Brandon Brown as Giants GM, and maybe Terrence Gray, who's the Bills director of player personnel. I like that choice. It's because it's players. Actually, but player personality is just pretty much keeping the players happy, or just make sure they're happy. Got James Gladstone, director of scouting for the Rams. Got Trey
Hey
Brown.
man, he found he was in that. They found Cooper Cup and Puka Nua, like guys that weren't supposed to be stars. You know, the scout department. I'm not saying it was him specifically, but as part of that scouting team, he was.
Has Cooper found a new home, or is he still with the Rams for now?
Who?
Cooper Cup.
Oh yeah, he's still with the Rams.
All right, so we got Trey Brown, who's a senior personnel
I
executive.
think this is the guy that I looked at. That I was like, okay,
Trey Brown.
yeah.
Now this one has got me interested.
Look, the younger minorities are a plus to me at this point. They connect with the players better. They're easier to talk to.
So this one, for me, is Josh Williams. He's the 49ers Director of Scouting and Football Operations. He's been with the Niners doing scouting since 2011. So I like that. I'm not saying this is my choice. I'm saying I like that because he's been with them since.
Yeah, the teams after 11 that he built with those D-lines and Patrick Willis and all those good linebackers, Fred Warner. Like, they've had some good people.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, it's consistency with the one team. While the other guys I was looking at have jumped around, which is jumping around for jobs.
I think that they want the guy from the Browns, though.
Really?
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the hot shot off the list, I think.
All right, so I'm going to pause it real quick. So give us just a moment. We're going to go to a commercial break.
I guess I'll just vamp while he's doing
Well, no,
that.
we're not. We're just doing. Well, I'm doing that because it's a show thing. Do we want to touch Doge and Gulf
Yeah,
America?
we'll do it all.
Do we want to talk about that?
We'll do it all.
Okay. And we're back. We hope you like the sponsor.
Do the bottom one first.
Today we're sponsored by Sedicio helmets. They work great on my motorcycle, but no, we're actually going to do pop culture. So season 6, the third part of season 6 of Cobra Kai has come out.
I haven't seen it, but I probably could hop on it soon.
I'm going to watch it because I've watched all of the rest, but at the same time, I'm kind of disappointed with season 6, but it's the same, because they're recycling same
That's
stuff.
the thing about shows, it's hard to end them.
True.
It's an art form. That's why I give Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, all that, the props, I feel like they ended right. Like The Walking Dead, it didn't know when to end, and like the actors
isn't
in
it
the
still
pandemic,
going?
they got screwed. Well, they got all the spinoffs,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
which are never going to hit. Like, that was the last big cable hit, was The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones.
Well, Walking Dead will last to what, a decade?
More. With the strikes and everything, they had 13 seasons.
Game of Thrones was what, 7?
7, but
Then you have the spin-off.
I count it. It's really like 6 because there's so many few episodes.
But then you have the spin-off.
And that's a show that I don't even know if it's their fault. They expected that guy to have his book done by the time they got there. You were like, oh, we're only on season 1.
Well, I'm reading.
In 5 years, he should have Winds of Winter done. Now he's saying he's probably never going to finish it.
I mean, I've got the books over there. I'll let you know when I get to it. So
They're saying like he's too involved in TV and he's lost interest in the books. The writer. I guess thought he was close to being done, and then the people went through it. They were like, "Bro, you killed this guy and you killed that guy." Like he didn't even know he had done axed off, and so he had to start over, and he just lost interest. But so I don't give Dave all the blame like everyone does. They thought it was probably going to be done, but then they had to become creative all of a sudden out of nowhere, and now they go from we're directors to now we got to be writers and creative, and nobody liked what they put out. Daenerys going heel at 2-3 episodes ago. No, if you want to turn her heel, you do it at least on the first episode of the whole season, or you do it freaking the season before.
Well, that's a very Batman turn by turn. Ever turn dark to the dark side of basically either die a hero or you live on and become the villain. That's pretty much exactly what happened.
Yep.
So, have they announced the new season of House of Dragons yet?
They're doing Night of the Seven Kingdoms is about to come out this spring, maybe next month or something on HBO. It's the book reader's favorites. The Tale of Dunk and Egg is what they call them. It's also one of the writer's favorite to write. It's about Aegon when he's young.
Aegon, okay.
He's with the Sir Duncan the Tall that they all talk about. It's like how they became famous, and he becomes a squire for Dunk. Like, he shaves his head so nobody knows that he's a blonde. Like, they can't tell who he is, that he's the future king or whatever.
Gotcha. Now, at the same time, the reason why I like that, funny thing is too, is because like the first 2 episodes, they're talking about the original Knight's Guard, which they're introducing in the House of the Dragon, that the twins that kill each other. They were talking about that at the very beginning. Anywho, so all right, so Cobra Kai season 6 part 3 is out as this past Thursday.
New seasons of Yellow Jackets dropped yesterday.
Well, real quick,
Valentine's Day.
Tanner Buchanan, who plays Robbie, and Mary Mauser, who plays Sam LaRusso, got engaged in the real life. I honestly didn't know they were together, but I thought it was just a TV show. But he said
they both seem too young to be getting engaged.
Yeah, well,
I could see dating, but golly.
we say that, but they're probably in their 30s for all we know.
They're probably in their lower 20s, probably 23, 24.
So, but say Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jackets, great show.
What's it about?
It's about a girls' soccer team. They get stranded like Lost style on this island. But unlike Lost, they become cannibals. They're trying to eat each other. They got this little spirit thing that they call the wilderness. But it's a great show, man. And it's the girls on the island, and it's them when they're grown. And the matching of the adults who play the kids, it's just great. It's got Juliette Lewis. It's got Christina Ricci. Hilary Swank's gonna be in this new season.
The girl with the huge foreheads is in the show.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Casper's girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah, Casper's girlfriend, Black Snake Moan. She definitely was wild in that one. But yeah, it's a real good show. God, a lot of stuff's dropping right around now. 1923 or 21, whatever the show
1923.
is. Yeah, 1923. Their next season comes out this weekend, I think.
Ah, okay. So we're gonna find out what happens to Spencer.
Yeah, which I just watched it, and he's the only one that's really intriguing, you know. And he's having the worst time ever to just try to get home. But yeah.
Well, since they didn't show the last part 2 of season 5 of Yellowstone on Peacock, I haven't watched it because I cut cable. I've only just seen what's on TikTok and Facebook, so I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to watch it. The final episode of the Beast Games happened. They turned the $5 million into $10 million, and then the guy ended up taking $1 million payout because he thought he was going to be eliminated. The guy. So the final game is a turntable of suitcases, right?
Yeah. And
you got to pick, and the check is going to be in one of the 10 suitcases. And the job of the person that hides the check is to throw the other person off. But the guy just guesses correctly based on how many kids she has, and bam, he won the check with one shot. $10 million. And she had one hell of a poker face, but you can tell she died inside when he picked it. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, in case you guys didn't know, we knew that the TikTok ban was happening. They took it out of the App Store, but if you still had it, you could still go on it. But the app is back in the App Store. So, if you want to watch TikTok videos,
flexing its muscles is here to stay, it looks like.
For the time being.
Once I get some money, I can start pumping into mine again.
Pumping like a piston?
Promoting my videos helps with the views with us. I haven't did it in our last couple of episodes.
Oh, okay.
Been a bit so broke.
Oh, so the federal prosecutors dropped the criminal probe in the ex-WWE boss Vince McMahon, his lawyer says.
Yeah.
And they quote, "We have been consistently in communication with the government and understand with no ambiguity that the investigation has definitely concluded and will not result in charges." McMahon's attorney Robert W. Ian said in a statement.
Look, McMahon's boy's back at freaking president.
Man, go back to episode 3. Go back to our episode 3. You and Marcus are talking so much shit.
This man escapes it. Well, the Janelle Grant case is still going on. But,
yeah, that's just as simple because he didn't pay the last of the non-disclosure agreement, which that was stupid on his end. A billionaire not paying.
But it's not a civil case.
It's not criminal
Janelle
either.
Grant. The Janelle Grant is criminal.
It was criminal. It expired.
Oh.
Expired. We covered that in the last episode. It expired.
I thought that was this one. Same one.
But yeah, so maybe pooping on her chest was something she was okay with it doing as long as she got paid.
Hey, I hope she gets paid in the end and whatever.
Hope she gets paid in the end. Whatever. Okay, even so, defamation of character. Okay. So moving on, Tim Cook announced that Apple's releasing a new product on Wednesday. I'm thinking it's the latest iPhone. From the picture, it looks like a blue iPhone with a little red cape to pony over off the top of it. But at the same time, for all we know, it could be the new VR case or set.
Yeah, I would have no idea. I don't even know what Apple makes and doesn't make.
Could be an Apple car. That'd be cool as shit. I wouldn't own one, but that'd be cool as hell. So moving on, thoughts on Doge? Not the coin, the crypto coin.
They're uncovering all kinds of corruption left and right by this last former Biden crew, the Biden crime family, as Michael Francis likes to call them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the Biden family. This stuff is going back decades.
Yeah.
This is straight earmarks of every time there's a bill passed and it's 200 pages for one bill. This is what all this is money that's being spent or thrown away.
Well, it's a good thing we can put a stop to it.
Hopefully.
Another thing that's being uncovered is the JFK assassination. They're now agreeing there's 2 shooters. The way I've always heard it is there's actually 3, but they're saying they can confirm 2, but they have the triangular crossfire, so everyone's looking in every different direction and it throws them off.
I'm thinking the driver was also involved in it too.
But I mean, everyone from all the things, from all the news interviews said, I heard shootings gonna be on these bushes. Everyone said, if y'all up there on the grassy knoll, it will be them bushes. They all said it. So for them not to admit it back then, it was just a cover up from the beginning.
Well, I mean, there's a video circulating where the video makes it look like there's the driver, the Secret Service agent driver actually turns around and pulls the trigger with a revolver. I don't know if it's real or not, or if it's AI creation, but it's going out there where it's the first shot that hit him was actually wounded him. The second shot from the driver was what killed him. Now that's just hearsay, but we'll find out if it's true or not.
I think he's just reaching back at him and like he sees the bullet shots on him.
Quite possibly. I mean, if we go back in time, we're not going to go fully into it, but I thought those were Puma shoes on that one shooter.
But
that you kind of like, no, dude, those aren't the shoes, man. All right,
anyway, I don't even know where that's coming from.
That's some old school shit, man.
It's threw me off right there. But golly, what was it? Oh, at least they're finally saying it's not the magic bullet theory, because man, that was, if anyone believed that, they had never shot a gun, never shot a bullet, like. It's like a cartoon thing that the bullet would do, right?
X-Men Days of Future Past gave a great explanation of it, though. Magneto was there and he was trying to save.
Yeah, Magneto.
He twisted the bullet to try and save JFK.
That's more believable than what the Warren Commission report said.
Yeah, but that was what also. But that was from the 60s, so yeah.
They shut down all the talk of all the witnesses in the Warren report where they're like, I never said that. Like, they're putting words in my mouth. Like, the Warren Commission was BS. Kennedy had literally fired Warren like 2 months before he got killed. So this guy, of course, he's going to agree to help shut it down, you know?
Got the RFK shooting as well. They're uncovering. And then you have the MLK shooting.
His own family, his own sons, like, let Sirhan out. Anyone that can see that footage can tell you Sirhan ain't the guy shooting him from the back where that killer wound was. He shot forward, probably didn't hit anything. Nobody ever identified that girl in the white dress, and she just walked in smoothly and walked in because she was a lady.
For the ladies, my Mercedes. Alright, and as of now, the last thing I got on things to talk about on my end is thoughts of renaming
real quick, why don't you name some of the stuff specifically that Doge has uncovered?
What was uncovered, today is Saturday, right?
Yes.
What was uncovered was either Wednesday or Thursday, $2.3 trillion has been going from Medicare and Medicaid overseas.
Ridiculous.
But the reason why this comes up, because it was a mistake that was discovered in June of 2024. That's been happening for the past 5 years. 2.3 trillion a year
For 5
for 5 years.
And look at the homeless problem in America.
Our national debt is over $7 trillion. So if this has been going on for 5 years, our national debt would have been wiped out and we would have been in surplus if this accounting error didn't take place. Now,
There's been a lot of accounting errors there uncovered.
There's been a lot. But the reason I point this out too is because this was discovered in June of 2024 and they still let the money just keep going. They didn't stop it. And Congress has known about it, and the county department has known about it, and they've done nothing to stop the money from leaving. And they also didn't bring it to light that, oops, we made a mistake. They didn't own it either. So this has been going on for a long fucking time.
Hey, at least
I apologize. But at the same time,
we're turning the world into transgender.
At the same time, if you think about that, if it's been going on for 5 years, this took place in 2020 during our current president's previous run, Trump's
last year.
So yeah, so that's kind of on him too. But at the same time, it's we don't want this to become a show about politics, but taxpayer money being wasted nonstop.
That hits everybody: Republican, Democrat,
Independent, non-voter.
Look, I always vote for who I think is the best for the job every time.
And I'm not going to talk about who I voted for because it's no one's business, and I don't want to know who you vote for because it's no one's business. We have one vote. We each have one voice to do the voice, and out of 700 million people that are voicing their opinions, so my one vote doesn't mean jack shit compared to somebody else's that voice their opinion once a year. So this whole bullshit of us fighting and turning against family, turning against friends over who we voted for, get fucked. Grow up. That's like saying you're
not being friends with someone. You like strawberry, I like chocolate. Yeah. We can't be friends.
I've seen people talking about, whoa, we're going to have a civil war. You're having a civil war with someone that have a difference of opinion. You're willing to kill your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, your cousin, your best friend over a difference of opinion. Come on, seriously, people. This is the stupidest crap I've ever heard in my life. And it happens every 2 years, every 4 years. Then it happens throughout the rest of the fucking time period of nonstop. When are we going to stop letting these garbage politicians dividing us? It's never going to stop. It's going to keep going because the next generation is going to keep falling for it and letting it flow and dealing with it. If everyone knew what to do, then they would be in charge. And at the same time, if you be in charge, you'd probably screw up or be just as corrupt too.
But what's up with Elon all up in Trump's ear? Like they become like
they're biffles, yeah. It's kind of
back in elementary they would have called them butt buddies. Like but
can we still say that?
I don't know, man. Don't cancel me for saying butt buddy. But
I don't think
the way he was I saw a little bit of a press conference and it's like it looked like puppeteer type stuff. Like I know Trump is usually an alpha, but golly,
are you talking about the picture where Elon's standing like
right now? He's buying everything.
He's standing like JFK. He's got the head down, the hat on. Yeah, it's quite possible, but still, it's like I don't know. It's like
let's get some other opinions in the room. Like let's do it right. Yeah. Come on, Donald.
At the same time, if what they're doing is right, keep going with it until you mess up.
Definitely on this thing. You know, we're going to start getting regulations in our food. That's going to be good for us. But I'm waiting to see how much the taste changes in some of my favorite sweets and sodas and stuff.
That's a very good point. I mean, I like not having lead in my food.
Because RFK Jr., he's going to be in control of that. He's did a lot of health stuff in his career. So he's going to focus on... At the same time,
he did that after also becoming a junkie himself.
Yeah, well, from someone in recovery, I can tell the man's recovered. And
I mean, what I'm trying to say, he's definitely redeemed himself in life. But
and some of his own family members don't mess with him. He's definitely the black sheep of the Kennedy kids. But there's hardcore Democrat because their family's hardcore Democrat. But I respect him for standing up and saying, these aren't the Democrats our dad and uncle were.
Yeah. And at the same time, in many cases, it's not the Republican Party that...
and they say, he says, our uncle would be more leaning toward, not uncle, but dad, you know, the original Bobby Kennedy, would be more like Trump
Yeah. So,
than he would Biden.
what are your thoughts on renaming Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna call it. That's flexing them big boy muscles right there.
But that's not only an American thing in Google. The rest of the world is still calling Gulf of Mexico.
No, I hear it. All depends where
fine.
you are. You could be in France and it'll say that. It depends what country you're in. I hear and everything.
So do you think
It should be called the Gulf of North America because that's what Mexico, America, and Canada. You know, that's what our continent is. North America. It's the Gulf of our continent.
Well, at the same time, it's a body of water. So me personally, I don't really care. It has renaming has no significant value, but I should rename it because to get past the previous administrations of a paperwork of not drilling in the Gulf. That's why I wanted to rename the Gulf of America. So, I mean, think about it. That's what. Not Lyft. Who's the other one? Not Lyft. You have the other driving service.
Uber.
They changed their parent company's name when they got sued or when they got fined by San Francisco that they had to do a huge payout that would have actually bankrupted them. They just changed the name of the parent company. So
Shell company.
thank you.
Yeah, that's a mafia tactic right there.
Which is completely illegal.
Yes.
So as our Doge head says, is if you guys want to make it illegal or you don't want it legal, change the policy, change what you can do. So that's on Congress, and Congress wants to change now that they've been taking advantage of it for so many years. Man, do we really want to? We're not getting into politics. This is just money that's being paid to people that are not being paid, that's being thrown away, that so many Americans could be using. I mean, America talked about wanting to buy Greenland, which some people are sort of pissed off, and especially with Canada, telling them we're not invading them, we're trying to pay it, we're offering to buy it. I mean, if we want Greenland, we'll buy it from Denmark.
I don't understand why we want it so bad.
Minerals, cell phone technology, so they can build batteries, so it's for financial gain. But at the same time, we've got the money to buy Greenland, but we have so many kids that the only meals that they eat are what they get the free lunch they get at school. And at the same time, some kids, like myself, my father made a little too much money. We were poor as hell, but he made too much money, and so we got reduced lunch. So why were you having to pay for food at that point, you know?
I had to pay 40 cents for my lunch once I got it reduced. It was pretty cool.
So, but at the same time, if I knew it was best for this country, then I'd be running the country, or I'd be trying to, and then I would be being just as corrupt as the rest of them. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
A little NBA. The next year's finalist for the Hall of Fame is going to be Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and Sue Bird are on the list. I think all three of them will get in. I don't know if Dwight Howard will be a first ballot. They could. Golly, it says Al Horford and Billy Donovan, he's on there. Let's see who else. Shemaya Moore, big UConn legend. So that's what's going on NBA wise. I guess they have their Rising Star game today. Or no, they had it last night. I mean, and the MVP team was Castle. Should have looked all this up before. Sorry.
That's fine. We're filling in stuff because we want to do at least an hour.
It doesn't really say what Castle is, but they're saying Castle will be one of he's going to join Blake Griffin as the latest players to compete in events on all 3 nights of the All-Star weekend. So that means he must be going to a little dunk contest too. Griffin did it as a rookie for the Clippers. Boy, he had a lot of injuries that really brought him down. Boy, Blake Griffin, he reminds me of Grant Hill, you know, so it's baller in the beginning, and then them injuries made him average as hell.
So I always thought the Hall of Fame class took place the weekend of WrestleMania, which is next month, right?
Well, it depends. No, that takes place in February. It always takes place right around my birthday, which is today.
Happy birthday, motherfucker. You are the big 4-0. 4-0, gangster.
Did you know I had Josh Allen on my fantasy team this season?
Did you wish you had a birthday?
No. A-hole. But,
What's that on your shirt?
this is Guns N' Roses.
Did you hear about the one guy's plane crashing?
Okay, that's from Motley Crue, Vince Neil, but he was not on the plane.
Nope. No. Who was on the plane?
I don't know.
Mention no names.
Yep. Probably management.
Is that pallet management?
Probably management.
Okay. So that's something else. Well, I'm gonna use this filler because we're not getting political here, but TikTok, especially the last election, TikTok has turned out that a lot of people are being paid by both the DNC and RNC, et cetera, et cetera. But there's always been an argument that Hollywood actors and musicians are not being paid to promote any politicians. But I think they were, because now that if TikTok was doing it and they've got management paying them to say what they want, maybe Hollywood was too. Maybe that's something that's been going on for a long time that we only now know about because civilians are doing it. Which that's fine. Just talk about it.
What are civilians doing?
Advertising for politicians.
Oh, yeah, they've been doing that since the Marlon Brando days, where he would have the Indian or the native read his speech and everything. They've been political in Hollywood.
Well, they've always done that. But
anyone could remember.
But now we know why. And speaking of wanting to know why, guess who got paid $2 million from the last presidential election?
God, $2 million.
$2 million.
Is that Taylor?
No, she probably got paid too, but no. Oprah.
Oh yeah,
$2.3 million. I'm sorry,
which is
$2 million. Not 2.3.
That's change in her pocketbook.
That's not something that Oprah would give to a candidate. Say, here's $2 million.
You get 50,000. You get 50,000. You get 50,000.
Who would have saw that happening? Not me. Man, it's all one giant circus. We're just cogs in the machine. We're just doing it.
All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. A little Pink Floyd reference. Go check that out.
Please don't. We didn't play the full song, so you can't get us for trademark infringement or copyright. Let's see. Oh, have you seen the new Captain America, or is it even out yet?
It's out. I haven't seen it.
Are you gonna watch it?
Whenever it's not in theaters anymore.
I'm the same way. I'm gonna see it when it hits the Disney Plus. The reason why is because
I'd like to support Anthony Mackie, but I don't have any faith in this movie, seeing as how TV shows and stuff. The TV show with him was pretty good, but not all that excited. Maybe I had a little bit of superhero fatigue. All I could really stand of it right now is the big one, like Deadpool, Wolverine was big. I want to see my X-Men when they come. I'll probably go see Fantastic Four in theaters. Wasn't a Fantastic Four fan at all. Don't really know too much except for the one with Jessica Alba in it.
Which is actually very close to the comics. The closest to that.
They're saying that the image in this one is close to the comics. Some people don't like Hulk's voice. You know, the guy from the Bear, cousin plays in it. He got that role.
Okay. Well, I was
Michael Chiklis had it in the Sue Bird one, right?
Yep.
Or why did I say Sue Bird? Sue Storm with Jessica
the
Alba.
original one. And Captain America was
I didn't see the other ones that critics hated with what you call it, but that's the original Captain America played Johnny Storm.
Yep.
Fire guy.
So that's what's going on. Shit.
I saw George Clooney might make a cameo in that Fantastic Four as one of the Reeds. And the Council of Reeds, I guess, is a thing. All the Reed Richards, all the geniuses pulling their stuff together. I guess the guy from The Office will also be there.
Well, apparently he died in the WandaVision.
Yeah, but this would be a prequel, right?
Okay. So actually, in multiverse, the theory of multiverse is actually answered in Nebula 1. When one person multiverse dies, a new multiverse is created with the person that lost. So there's endless amounts of other people where there's endless amounts of multiverses. So in the multiverse, if he dies, he's still recreated it again.
If he dies,
he dies.
Rocky IV, shout out.
Dolph Lundgren, the best Punisher ever. I don't care.
Definitely the size. How do you do with the accent? I didn't see it.
I don't know. And there's also VHS, and it wasn't that good. It's a typical 80s shooter film.
If only if John Bernthal had Dolph Lundgren body, that'd be the perfect Punisher. Jack the Ripper, yeah, the DNA. They found the world's first known serial killer, Jack the Ripper. They've identified. I don't think he's gonna get punished because he's
not alive.
Been dead for a long time.
And then Jack the Ripper case took place in 1888. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gone. But he was a barber immigrant, so it was he was so Johnny Depp technically played him a second time. Didn't even realize it when he was doing his meat pies.
Huh? Now I'm confused.
So Johnny Depp played the detective that was going after Jack the Ripper when they surmised that it was actually Jack the Ripper could have actually been a member of the Royal Council that was sent out to
look for him.
Sent out to look for the women that knew about the illegitimate marriage of the prince. That was there, but
So who was he?
Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
Looking for his name.
Identity facts, victim suspects, right there at the bottom. If you click.
Well, I don't know.
Talking about the third link to the left.
Oh. Thank you. We totally went off the tangent there.
Totally right.
Totally unprepared.
Off the seat.
He's been you know what? I just Googled Jack the Ripper murderer. So fill the time.
It was showing the names of 12 people he murdered right there. All women, of course. I believe he was into taking the ladies of the night, right?
Yeah, he was. According to the thing, he was saying the ladies of the night that knew about the prince of the times that unsuppered wedding or marriage. That's what they said in.
Of course, they got him from the.
That was in the movie From Hell, though.
You know, everyone's doing the 23andMe's and all the different ones, and they're putting their DNAs in databases. So whenever you put his DNA against it, somebody wanted to check it recently. I guess they finally got a hit on some familiar DNA.
But it was
that's how they caught. Right? That's how they caught the East Area rapist, but he became the Golden State Killer, who was a peeping Tom, who became a rapist, who became a killer, kept escalating. He was also a cop. Joseph D'Angelo was his name, by the way.
His victims were 5 victims, not 8. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly.
But I'm saying, what is his name? They haven't released it?
They released it. I saw it in an article. I can't find it. And this is Wiki, which is supposed to...
Just Google Jack the Ripper's real name.
That makes too much sense. Real name. Jesus Christ. Revealed after 130 years later through DNA matched by an author that bought the scarf of one of the people that were slain.
I remember seeing a thing like they found the Zodiac Killer's name and they were all going to announce it, and they did on their page and stuff, but I don't think it was ever verified by the authorities, you know, so...
Yeah, the person they suspected that they never actually... he died before they could do their testing on it. And his children cremated, so therefore they couldn't do DNA testing on his body. So Russell Edwards, who wrote a book about Jack the Ripper, came in possession... Oh my gosh.
Some DNA.
Of some DNA off the shawl they purchased from one of the victims that was found. The Jack the Ripper's name is Aaron Kosminski.
Was that a popular name back then, Aaron? You see a lot of Thomases and Williams and Joes.
He was a Polish barber who immigrated to London when he was 20. He was 23 when he.
Well, obviously, he liked doing more than haircuts.
Obviously. But what's the movie I was talking about when it came
Oh,
to
you were just reading. Right?
Go back to it?
I'm saying, what? You can go to your next thing. I was reading more about him, though.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going on to Johnny Depp. Barber movie. Everyone's probably...
Talking about Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, it's the one that pulled up Riser. So Sweeney Todd, he was doing meat pies without telling anybody, but he did it with 5 ladies of the night. They were working girls. Edwards had some help from Kosminski's oldest brother, great-great-great-granddaughter, who provided DNA sample that was able to be matched with that of the Shaw. The clothing article was bought by Edwards early 20 years prior when he learned that he had been at the site of one of the Jack Ripper murders. Discovering the identity of this fabled killer may not seem all that important at this point, besides attaching an actual person to the pseudonym that has become enshrined in pop culture. But as one of the great-great-great-great-granddaughters, well, 3 greats, sorry, of one of the victims, Catherine Eddowes, shared with the meal a bunch of stupid... You want a t-shirt? Because I'm getting advertising for it. Discovering the identity of the fabled killer may not... having the real person legally named in court, which considered all evidence, would be a form of justice for the victims, Karen Miller shared.
I just wanted to share real quick. This says DNA studies linking Comiskey to the murders. They have received some criticism for a lack of peer review and inability to produce original data. So maybe there's a little backlash that maybe they're announcing this a little too early, but
then again, they could be announcing it because so it doesn't get buried.
I think in the long run, what's it really matter? It's gone now. It's shamed. He got away with this most likely. Does any of these articles say how he died or anything?
No, we're 4 generations later, so at this point, who cares? I mean, not who cares.
That's even getting close to being like that with the Zodiac. Some of his people are still alive, but
yeah,
they're old.
I mean, hell, that's the reason why they want to release the JFK, RFK, and MLK files, because apparently there's some people that are still alive. I'm like, well,
that's also why they take forever to release them.
But at the same time, if they're involved, release it. Let them be shamed. I'm not for frontier justice, but sometimes
there's a reason it wasn't going to come out when the Bushes were in control. Put it that way.
Oh, you think so?
Senior was the head of the CIA when it happened.
Who?
George Herbert Walker was the head of the CIA in 1962, whenever the shootings happened.
But George Bush, not George Walker.
Herbert Walker Bush. Senior.
Oh, okay.
Not W. HW.
HW.
But of course, he wasn't going to let his daddy's dirty laundry get out.
Or who is... Oh, anyways, we're going off on a different tangent. Ugh.
But besides that, they got all the other big names. They got Bundy, they got Dahmer.
But they got them
in the Night Stalker.
They got them when they're still alive. They got who's the female serial killer based here in Florida?
Oh, Eileen Wuornos.
The monster, yeah.
Which
that was a trash lady.
I think she really killed 1 or 2 on her own, and I think 1 or 2 she probably had to.
She had help.
I'm saying they guys are probably trying to, take her, and she fought back type deal.
Well, that's what. Well, according to the movie, which whatever, that's what set her off on the path of murdering people, murdering Johns, if you will.
Yeah, but we're going off her word and all that.
True. Dead men don't tell tales.
But also the Green River Killer or whatever, and then BTK, everyone else got caught. It's just the Zodiac. He got away with it.
They go on a more...
Obviously, Jack the Ripper got away with it.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say Sweeney Todd is based on...
I know. It could
because nobody knew that connection then.
It could be. And at the same time, it's probably just a coincidence that I'm drawn together. Probably.
It's definitely coincidence, but now that we know
conspiracy theories. So, let's see. SNL 50th anniversary events, specials. That's pop culture. But I also believe SNL's fallen off because they don't have anything. They really don't have anything to make comment about right now. But I think they will be back because they always come back.
They always come back.
Tonight's going to be the 50th special concert. Timing how to watch, what to know, according to NBC New Yorker, but SNL's on NBC, so that's why then. Anything else we want to talk about?
That's it, brother.
Oh, we're 20 seconds before the hour mark. Sweet.
Well, yeah, I had to redo mine. See, that one's even ahead
Well,
of mine.
it's only by a minute. Just
So it's not even chipmunk in this time?
Nope, because I adjusted it. So
All right.
we should have normal audio
No more chipmunk
For now.
Spotify's.
for now.
Anyone who tried probably gave up by now.
I think I was the only one listening to it.
Oh, well.
So if you like the show, like and follow, subscribe on Spotify. If you're watching on my Facebook Live, Jeremy Blanton, follow me. I need to get 50,000 so I can get to another tier of income.
Make sure to tag me originally.
I will do. Where can they follow you, Josh?
They can follow me at Josh Talks Pop 85. That's Josh Josh Talks TOKS and then 85.
That's both on TikTok and YouTube.
TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe and follow.
Give us some stars, give us some love, give us some money. Or don't. And like I said, we didn't mean to turn political. That's just something that ain't wasting money, something that should anger us all. So we will holler at you guys later. I'm going to go jump on my motorcycle, do some shopping, and help my mother-in-law. And we will talk to you later. Love you guys.
Love you too, guys. It's been fun, but gee whiz, I gotta run. Peace.
Is Josh Young going to go back to fantasy next year?
Probably.